Hello Swatantra viewers. Welcome to English News Bulletin. I am Mahima, bringing you the latest updates. Senior Congress leader Jairam Ramesh on Tuesday claimed that there is no wave in favor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi but only poison in his language. Addressing a press conference in Bhubaneswar, Jairam said that the language of the outgoing Prime Minister Narendra Modi indicates he is tensed and confused. The PM has realized that farmers, youth, laborers, women, and backward classes are upset with him. That's why he talks about Hindu-Muslim, Muslim League, black money given to Congress in tempos, and Mangal Sutra. In the past 4 phases of elections held in 379 Lok Sabha seats, it was clear that BJP is devoid of strength in South India and half in North, West and East, he said, adding that India bloc will get a majority in this election. The Congress is fighting this election to save the constitution and democracy as capitalism is prevailing in the country, he said. Stating that BJD and BJP are two sides of the same coin, the senior Congress leader alleged they are engaged in a fake fight in the ongoing Lok Sabha and Assembly elections in Odisha.
Welfare of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, OBCs, youth, women. How can he justify gas cylinder at 1100 rupees a cylinder when Dr. Manmohan Singh's time cylinder was being supplied at 450 rupees a cylinder? He cannot justify. He cannot justify the fact that we have the highest youth unemployment rate in the last 45 years. So deliberately, after the 19th of April, after the first phase of the election, the Prime Minister changed his campaign and started talking of Muslim League, Mangal Sutra, Bhais. He started talking of all these issues. Now, as far as the Odisha Assembly is concerned, that there is a deal between the two is clear. I mean, what was Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, a BJD elected, a BJP member elected by the BJD? This is extraordinary. If the BJD and the BJP are political rivals, how did this happen? Of course, there is a deal between the two. And this is all fake boxing.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi filed his nomination here on Tuesday, an event attended by several NDA leaders including union ministers and chief ministers in a show of strength as he seeks a third term from the Varanasi Lok Sabha constituency. Sporting a white kurta pajama and a blue sadri, Modi reached the district collectorate after a busy morning, which included an aarti on the banks of the Ganga at the Dashashwamedh Ghat and prayers at the city's Kal Bhairav temple. Immediately after filing his papers, the Prime Minister headed for the Rudraksh Convention Centre to address local party leaders and workers. BJP President JP Nadda and Union Ministers Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Hardeep Singh Puri, Anupriya Patel and Ramdas Athwale were among the leaders who flanked Modi as he emerged from the collectorate after filing his papers. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, his Meghalaya counterpart Conrad Sangma, NCP leader Praful Patel, TDP Chief Chandrababu Naidu, Jana Sena Party President Pawan Kalyan, Hindustani Awam Morcha secular founder Jitan Ram Manjhi and Rashtriya Lok Morcha Chief Upendra Kushwaha among others accompanied Modi to the collectorate. Uttar Pradesh Minister and Nishad Party Chief Sanjay Nishad, Suheldev Bharatiya Samaj Party Chief Om Prakash Rajbhar, RLD Chief Jayant Chaudhary, LJP, Ram Vilas, Chief Chirag Paswan, PMK leader Ambumni Ramados, Tamil Manila Congress Chief GK Vasan, BJP leader Devnathan Yadav, BDJS President Thushar Vellappalli and Assam Gana Parishad President Atul Bora were also there.
भारत के संविधान के 25 श्रद्धा और निष्ठा और मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav Tuesday accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of working for billionaires and ignoring farmers and unemployed youngsters. Addressing a joint rally near the Rani Jhansi Fort in Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh, the alliance partners said they would work for the youths and farmers if the India bloc government comes to power. The Congress and the Samajwadi Party, both part of the opposition India bloc, are contesting the Lok Sabha election as allies in Uttar Pradesh. In a scathing attack on Modi, Gandhi said the Prime Minister had promised to make 100 smart cities in the country but did nothing in this direction. He further said that the Prime Minister asked people to beat utensils to ward off COVID-19 when hundreds were dying due to the deadly disease. Yadav said that trends of the 4 phases of parliamentary polls were proof that the BJP's graph is going down and the party is certain to lose. Gandhi said that if the BJP came to power again, it would tear the constitution, which is the shield of the country's poor.
ये लड़ाई जो है, इलेक्शन जो है, पहली बार ये इस संविधान को बचाने का इलेक्शन है। भाइयों और बहनों, जो भी आपको मिला है, गरीबों को, किसानों को, मजदूरों को, पिछड़ों को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, माइनॉरिटी को, गरीब जनरल कास्ट को, वो इस किताब ने आपको दिया है। इसके बिना हिंदुस्तान के गरीब लोग कहीं के नहीं रहेंगे। और जिस दिन ये चला गया, उस दिन आपकी जमीन का हक गया, रिजर्वेशन गया, पब्लिक सेक्टर गया, सारा का सारा चला जाएगा। इंडिया गठबंधन, अखिलेश जी और मैं, खारगे जी, इस संविधान की रक्षा कर रहे हैं। अंबेडकर जी की संविधान की, महात्मा गांधी की संविधान की, लोहिया जी की संविधान की। और बीजेपी, आरएसएस, नरेंद्र मोदी इस किताब को खत्म करना चाहते हैं, नष्ट करना चाहते हैं, फाड़ के फेंक देना चाहते हैं। और मैं उनसे कहना चाहता हूं, झांसी से रानी लक्ष्मीबाई की कर्म भूमि से कहना चाहता हूं कि इस संविधान को नरेंद्र मोदी छोड़ो, आरएसएस छोड़ो, दुनिया की कोई शक्ति नहीं खत्म कर सकती है।
A person cannot be detained merely because he is allegedly not cooperating, the Bombay High Court said, quashing a lookout circular issued against a man by the Enforcement Directorate in a 2019 money laundering case related to late drug smuggler Iqbal Memon alias Iqbal Mirchi. The man, Sanjay Kumar Agrawal, had filed a petition in the High Court challenging the lookout circular issued against him by the ED in January 2021. Agrawal said he has been working in Bahrain and Dubai since 1995 and now because of the lookout circular, he was detained in India without a job. Agrawal was summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in 2020 for questioning. He claimed that he has not even been arraigned as an accused in the case. A division bench of Justices Revati Mohite Dear and Manjusha Deshpande in its judgment of 17 April, a copy of which was made available on Tuesday, said the Enforcement Directorate has been investigating the case since 2019 and till date, despite Agrawal having appeared before the agency, it has not found any material against him. The Trinamool Congress on Tuesday asked the Election Commission to stop blatant violations of the poll code by the BJP and its leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while alleging that the Model Code of Conduct has been turned into Modi Code of Conduct. After submitting a letter over the matter to the poll panel, the TMC's Rajya Sabha MPs Saket Gokhale and Sagarika Ghose addressed the media and expressed dismay over the inaction of the Election Commission against PM Modi over Model Code of Conduct violations. BJP Chief JP Nadda was served a notice, but there has been absolutely no action taken on our complaints. Instead, PM Modi has become more emboldened in his remarks. He is making promises he has no right to make during elections, announcing financial schemes which his party cannot enact as the ruling party. Yet, there seems to be a disregard for the Model Code of Conduct, Gokhale told reporters outside the EC headquarters here. Both Ghose and Gokhale claimed that PM Modi was not being held accountable for the violations of the poll code. Extending the losses for the second day in a row, gold price declined 200 rupees to 72,950 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Tuesday amid a fall in precious metal rates globally, according to HDFC Securities. In the previous session, the yellow metal had closed at 73,150 rupees per 10 grams. However, silver surged 800 rupees to reach rupees 86000 mark. It had ended at 85,200 rupees per kg in the previous trade. Spot gold prices 24 carats in the Delhi markets are trading at 72,950 rupees per 10 grams, down by 200 rupees against the previous close. Gold price fell further on Tuesday as traders weighed a probable downturn in the US economy against continued inflationary pressures that might hamper the US Federal Reserve's plans to reduce interest rates this year. However, silver was quoted higher at US $28.35 per ounce. It had settled at US $28.10 per ounce in the previous session. Tension has gripped Andhra Pradesh as clashes erupted between the YSRCP and the TDP at several places during the polling to the Assembly and Lok Sabha. TDP workers allegedly went on a rampage in a village in Palnadu district in Andhra Pradesh, targeting houses of those who supported the ruling YSRCP in the just concluded elections to Lok Sabha and the State Assembly, police said on Tuesday. TDP cadres stormed into Koganeshwanipadu village on Monday night and attacked people, they said. On Tuesday, YSRCP Gurjala MLA K. Mahesh Reddy visited the village to stand in solidarity with the people who were attacked. On Tuesday, Tirupati town turned into a battleground with the TDP activists holding a protest against the attack on Chandragiri Assembly constituency TDP candidate Pulavarthi Nani. A vehicle was damaged when YSR Congress activists allegedly attacked his vehicle. The incident happened when Nani was returning after checking the strong room at Padmavati Women's University. The YSRCP said that its cadre retaliated when they were attacked by the TDP supporters at several places. Clashes erupted as voters started thronging the polling stations in large numbers after 1 p.m. on Monday.
వాటర్ పండమ్మా వెనకని కూర్చో అరకు మేము కూర్చొని చూస్తుంటే వాళ్ళని ముక్కలు చేసిన కర్ర తీసుకొని బాధారు వాళ్ళ మార్చోళ్ళలో వచ్చినట్టుగా తుండగలు అని చెప్పు కాంగ్రెస్ వాళ్ళు వైసీపీ కాంగ్రెస్ కాదు వైసీపీ తుండగలు రౌడీలు కొండాలు నేను పిల్ల కూర్చుంటే పిల్లని అంత బాధేసి పిల్లని కొట్టి పసి పిల్లని ఆ పిల్ల కొట్టారు ముక్కలు చేసిన మిమ్మల్ని
Telangana has reported 64.93% voter turnout in the elections for 17 Lok Sabha seats in the state, which went off peacefully on 13th May, official sources said on Tuesday. Bongir segment witnessed the highest turnout at 76.47%, while Hyderabad logged 46.08%, according to the Election Commission statistics. The state recorded 62.77% voter turnout in the 2019 general elections. As many as 625 candidates, including Union Minister and Telangana BJP President G. Kishan Reddy, the party's National General Secretary Bandi Sanjay Kumar and senior leader Itla Rajender are among the Saffron Party candidates, while the Congress fielded among others BRS turncoats Dhanam Nagender and K. Kavya. MIM President Asaduddin Owaisi is seeking re-election from the party's bastion of Hyderabad Lok Sabha constituency, and the BJP has fielded a political novice but enthusiastic K. Madhavi Lata, who has begun a spirited campaign. The former IPS officer Rupees Praveen Kumar and sitting MP Nam Nageshwar Rao, among others, who contested from former Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao led BRS. Speaking to reporters, Kishan Reddy said on Tuesday that the BJP has got a positive response from people in the Lok Sabha polls. Though voter turnout was low in urban areas, the polled votes were in favor of the BJP, he claimed. There were several reasons for the low voting, he said. Andhra Pradesh clocked a polling percentage of over 78% for the 25 Lok Sabha and 175 Assembly constituencies during 13th May elections, according to the latest information available on the Election Commission's app. However, Chief Electoral Officer Mukesh Kumar Meena said the figure would be updated. It is not final. Polling was going on late in the night on 13th May also, which is not included, the CEO said. Several polling stations allowed voters who were already standing in the queue by 6 p.m. on Monday to exercise their franchise, leading to polling for much later than the deadline. While there was a lot of interest in voting, the polling process was a bit slow, an official said, explaining the delay. In 2019, when the simultaneous polls were held, Andhra Pradesh registered a polling percentage of 79.83, Meena said earlier. According to the Election Commission, 454 candidates contested in the Lok Sabha election and 2,387 were fielded for the Assembly election.
When the final percentage of poll, we will give only after tallying the figures given by the political parties in their 17C. A tally చేసిన తర్వాత మేము అందరికీ ఫైనల్ ఫిగర్ చేస్తాము. But I am very hopeful that this time polling percentage has increased. A large number of people from those native people coming outside the state, young people, even old people also, they have come and voted in a large manner. So this is what I think.
A Delhi court on Tuesday extended the judicial custody of BRS leader K. Kavita, who has been arrested in a money laundering case related to alleged excise policy scam also involving Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, till 20th May. Special Judge for ED and CBI cases, Kaveri Baveja, passed the order after Kavita was produced before the court on expiry of her judicial custody granted in the case earlier. The judge, meanwhile, also reserved for 20th May the order on whether to take cognizance of a fresh charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate in the case. During the hearing on Tuesday, the Central Probe Agency told the judge that there was sufficient evidence in the prosecution complaint, its equivalent to a charge sheet, against Kavita to put her on trial. Kavita, an MLC of the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, BRS, party, 3 employees of a company that handled AAP's assembly election campaign in Goa have been named as accused in the latest charge sheet, sources said. The federal agency had arrested 46-year-old Kavita, the daughter of former Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, from her Banjara Hills residence in Hyderabad on 15th March. in a 2018 defamation case against Rahul Gandhi over his alleged objectionable remarks targeting Union Home Minister Amit Shah has been fixed for 27th May following the appointment of a new judge to the special court at Sultanpur. The defamation complaint against Gandhi was filed by BJP leader Vijay Mishra 6 years ago. The plaintiff's advocate, Santosh Pandey, said the matter would be heard on 27th May. Gandhi's lawyer Kashi Prasad Shukla said the case could not be taken up during the day due to the non-appointment of a judge of the MP-MLA court. The judge was transferred a month ago and a new judge is yet to be appointed. Last December, the court issued a warrant against Rahul Gandhi. Subsequently, Gandhi halted his Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra in Amethi on 20th February, appeared in the court and was granted bail. The complaint was filed here on 4th August 2018 against Rahul Gandhi for his alleged objectionable comments against Shah made at a press conference in Bengaluru in May of that year during the Karnataka elections. The complainant referred to Gandhi's comment that the BJP claims to believe in honest and clean politics but has a party president who is an accused in a murder case. Shah was BJP president when Gandhi made the comment. About 4 years before Gandhi's remark, a special CBI court in Mumbai discharged Shah in a 2005 fake encounter case when he was a Minister of State for Home in Gujarat. Benchmark Sensex climbed 328 points while Nifty closed above the 22,200 level on Tuesday as stock markets continued the winning march for the third straight day on the back of gains in index major Reliance Industries and positive inflation data. Rising for the third day, BSE Sensex rose by 328.48 points or 0.45%. to settle at 73,104.61. The 30-share index rallied 510.13 points or 0.70% to touch a high of 73,286.26 in day trade. As many as 20 Sensex stocks ended with gains while 10 declined. The broader Nifty of NSE rose by 113.80 points or 0.51% to settle at 22,217.85 with 36 of its constituents ending in the green and 14 in the red. Gains were led by metal and auto shares while FMCG and pharma shares declined due to profit-taking, analysts said. From the Sensex basket, Mahindra & Mahindra, Larsen & Toubro, JSW Steel, NTPC, IndusInd Bank, Sun Pharma, Ultratech Cement, State Bank of India, Reliance Industries, and Maruti were the major gainers. Nestle, Tata Consultancy Services, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, Bajaj Finance, ITC, and Asian Paints were among the laggards. The domestic market has sustained its recovery path from recent lows, aided by a moderation in India's CPI and favorable signals from its Asian peers, said Vinod Nair, Head of Research, Geojit Financial Services. Volatility and range-bound trading are likely to persist in the near term, given the ongoing uncertainty surrounding the low turnout, Nair added. Foreign institutional investors, FIIs, offloaded equities worth 4,498.92 crore rupees on Monday, according to exchange data. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, Please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off for the day. Keep watching Swatantra TV.